Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. I'm in a little bit of a different position for watching today's film. Today's Aftersun. This has been one of my most anticipated films of the whole year. I love Paul Mescal, and the fact that Paul Mescal is playing a dad is pretty awesome. I loved the trailer, reacted to it on the channel. I apologise if my hair just looks a little weird from this angle. I'm not too sure, but no, I'm very excited to finally check this out. I will be, if I ever look down like this, it's because I'm taking notes, just so I have a better review at the end. And I also write for a website. You can find a link in the description below, but I write for a website, so after I've reacted to this, I will be writing my review on the website, and then of course it'll be linked down here below, but I would have seen it like 2 months later. I'm currently filming this in October. I have no idea when this video is going up, but no, I'm very, 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 very excited for this. So without further ado, let's get right into Aftersun. Let's go. So excited. Again, just if you missed it, if you didn't watch the intro, if I ever look down, it's because I'm writing notes.
What's that? Oh my god, what even is that?
These are my moves.
I don't know. And two of these.
The reflection. Yeah, I noticed that. Brilliant. Is this her as an adult?
From Torremolinos.
The colours.
Hang tight, Bob, okay?
Okay. I'm fine.
No, it's nice that she knew he'd be hanging around. Wasn't sure that she'd be alright or not.
Yeah, that's us.
Interesting long take. No music, no sound, no nothing. We just put a note saying her life is quieter, and maybe views her dad as a bit quieter too, but like how he's kind of acting quite fluid and movement with the smoking, that maybe longs for a lot more than that. Maybe he isn't. It's just a young girl's perspective. This is a really good long take though. Love how vibrant this film is.
I mean, how are you and your mum getting along?
Yeah.
You told me you weren't getting along that well last time I saw you, remember? Why don't you go over and introduce yourself?
I wonder if she has a camera. I know the basic plot, but
See if you let it rest on an object for a wee
I
while,
was
it
literally
gets the
about to ask
lighting
if she
right.
has a camera on her.
Look at the size of it.
Your head's bigger, Steve.
The chemistry's great. You really buy it.
And what?
It holds on to a lot of shots. You know, it's almost like a video camera. You know, you don't really cut around it. You just show, you record for 3 minutes and you present life how it is in the moment.
Well, what did she say? Doing some real slow motion ninja moves, like she's weird sometimes. Mum wants to talk to you.
What?
Mum wants to talk to you.
That's wonderful. Alright, love you.
You know, let's play. It's that one to start.
Come on, beat the kid. So far this has all pretty much been her perspective. Whenever she sees her dad, it's always from afar. Or if she's close to him, it's close up.
Go easy.
You on a break or?
Yeah.
So what's your sister's name?
Sophie.
Alright, nice.
I'm her dad though, actually.
Sorry, mate, I just thought.
That's okay.
He's a young father.
Look, you have to twist. Like here.
Okay, I get it.
So the thin part lines up to where the fingers connect, okay? Look at me, it's important you get this. Just pulling.
Oh, it's so nice that he's doing this.
So that you can defend yourself.
I think it's nice that we share the same sky. Sometimes at playtime, I look up to the sky, and if I can see the sun, then we can both see the sun. So even though we're not actually in the same place and we're not actually together, we kind of are in a way.
That's beautiful. Is Dad gonna maybe meet a girl?
You okay, so?
He's very protective of her.
We're like, oh, just this girl I like, but she's already going out with someone.
For when you come down?
Yes.
You're trying to get me into trouble.
When he fell? Or
I don't know.
more tapped?
Really don't know.
Think of all the people you say it to, like your nana.
Why?
Oh, well, your mother is family.
I remember one time I asked Mum if she had phoned you, and she said that you were engaged. Isn't that funny? I was kind of excited.
Enjoying it?
Such a good shot. Him in the black and blue, her in the yellow and pink and blue.
What does
Even last year.
No, it wasn't.
Here.
I mean, holds on to shots and I love it.
You know I didn't see you throw it.
Such a nice relationship.
Can you run up and grab the camera?
My foot.
Yeah, put it on. It's gonna be much easier.
It's not a bad trade.
I think it should. Yeah. Much as I was missing home, to be honest, and I'm going to have a baby soon.
Yay, congratulations.
Yeah, a few years ago.
I haven't mentioned, but I watched God's Creatures a few weeks ago as well with Paul Mescal. He's having a great year.
My name is Sophie Leslie Patterson, Suppose. I'm the instructor person octopus on my head. A real life octopus. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Back to present day.
Just another kind of smoking and
Smoking causes cancer. Makes your teeth all yellow and causes your eyeballs to fall out.
Setting a good example, even though he smokes.
When are you back at school?
Thursday. Did you know that?
She's pretty.
She's the pretty one from Glasgow. She's stuck in my head.
Done a whole amazing day, like just sinking.
We're here to have a good time, eh? Ready?
Callum's hiding a lot of pain.
Don't you think this one's lovely? Each of these carpets tell a different story.
Teşekkür
ederim. Teşekkür ederim.
Oh.
See? Come on, why don't you go introduce yourself to those girls over there?
She can come play pool with us if she wants.
Yeah, keep going then. An hour and then you come right back, okay?
Oh god, he's gonna be so scared.
What's that?
It's an all-inclusive thing, so you can get as much as you want of anything.
He was doing that thing that he did on the phone call. Such an interesting choice, like not to like when you see his face, it's on a reflective surface, a bit like a lot of this film. Maybe she'll learn more about her dad being around these people. They're young, he's young. Obviously they're not the same age, but... There's the screen.
Room? Wait. How does him?
It's this button here, see?
Oh my god, I want to. Oh my god, what even is that?
These are my moves.
Interview you.
Where were you? What were you going to interview me about?
Are 130. When you were 11, what did you think you would be doing now? Hello?
So turn it off now, okay? I can see a red light.
What an amazing shot.
She was so angry, she grabbed me by the
What a
ear.
shot.
That's a bit deep. What did you pick? Good choice.
Thank you.
So good.
Totally belong there again.
Bit like in God's Creatures.
I do. It's home.
I'm glad you feel that way. You can live wherever you want to live. You have time.
Does he not? Like, is it more than being sad? So good. Reflective surface again. I think Callum, like, wants to live young, but he just obviously can't. It's such a gorgeous... Like, it's so vibrant.
We're going swimming.
What are you wearing your bikini for?
I don't know.
And we have a big round of applause for Callum and Sophie.
Those guys are playing
Okay, let it go, okay? I'll move on in a second. I'm not up for it, okay? I'm doing it, okay?
Come on, Callum. Come on, Callum, you can't make her humiliate herself. Callum. Oh, Callum. It's a screen as well. Oh, Callum. Oh.
Big applause for Sophie.
You know, we could get you singing lessons if you wanted to learn to sing. Saying anyone can learn if they put in the work.
Stop doing that.
Doing what?
Offering to pay for something when I know you don't have the money.
I wrote my notes before.
Okay, come on. Let's call it an early night.
He thinks he needs to be more for her, but she already accepts him. And I think that was a good, like, piece of dialogue to show that. I think maybe because her dad's young, she feels like she can fit in with these guys. Because they're all so young.
I'm going tomorrow anyway, so you are staying for a couple more days.
Okay, Callum. I'm trying to properly figure you out.
Well, why don't you come hang out with us?
How are you doing?
Reflection again. What are you doing, Callum, man? Callum. Did he kill himself? I mean, I could tell he was really unhappy. I feel like he just... he can't be a person, he's just got to be a person for her. Also, he is in bed. Reminds me of the shot where he's in the background, she's on the bed. He looks after her, now she's having to look after him right now. She keeps him going. Oh, it is. And I knew she was going to be into girls as well. Boys are disgusting. She has a... Wow.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Thanks, darling.
The locations are so good. The pan is so perfect.
Now close your eyes and do it.
Oh, they're so good.
Patra. Yeah. Before she was by a snake.
Sorry I passed out in your bed.
Fine.
I'm so sorry, Sophie. Yesterday was okay.
Again, she always accepts for who he is when he doesn't think that much of himself. He's just going to be someone for her. It's definitely like a film impossible to really uncover on a first watch because so much of it is through visuals. Visual storytelling.
He kissed me and then we kissed.
Peck on the cheek.
Well, yeah.
You know, I want you to know that you can talk to me about anything. Whatever parties you go to, boys you meet, drugs you take.
Dad!
No, I'm...
Oh, man. Yeah, this film's very like non-chronological, so it's... I think at times it tricks you into thinking some parts take place at other parts. I'm not too sure. It must be like she thinks so much of him and he doesn't.
Did you have a good holiday then?
The best. Can't live in hotels for the rest of our lives.
Oh, that's so good. She's like attacking him in the flashes instead of dancing.
Give my love to your mum.
She also recorded her child. Oh, that's so good. Oh, so good. And there we go. There's Aftersun. Oh god, that was so good. I really feel like I should have got more emotional over that. Cause that like hit me here, but didn't. This can be really God, I'm just gonna really struggle to write this. Well, I'm gonna read out my notes. Obviously it's not review notes, it's more what I observed over the film. I mean that, oh god. There's a lot to interpret. I think what's great about films like this is that there's so much to interpret, not only through visuals, but, the storytelling itself. We don't know if her dad lived, died, or just left. Excuse me. But no, I mean, some of the stuff I said was obviously throughout the reaction as well. I'm obviously going to repeat them just in case, it didn't make the edit. I'm going to stick my glasses on. I don't really need it, but just so I can see the camera. I mean, starting off, I put reflection in the opening footage. Obviously, reflection, I think, obviously acts as a lot of memories. As well as, like, the camera has been used as a memory, but also it's clear she has a kid, she has a partner, and she looks back on that. She's clearly like maybe a filmmaker, and maybe she's looking for guidance of, him being happy. Was he really happy? Because as a kid, you don't really see that. Like I said before, in the reaction, she sees him as he is, and she accepts that, but he doesn't. Callum doesn't accept that. He's got to be more for his daughter, especially at the age that he's at. He's lost a lot of youth and time at being young. Maybe she's got to do the same to her kid. Maybe she's got to be someone she's not. Or maybe she'll do what she did as a kid, and maybe she'll accept that her kid will accept her. I don't know. It's I think not only the filmmaking come from the camera itself, but also it's something really small that I observed, and I don't know if it was intentional. It must have been, because if it's in the script, and if everything in this film feels very intentional. When they're on the bus and he does the impressions, does that little impression of the person, and he does a funny impression. And I maybe I'm reading into it, maybe I'm not, but like impressions, acting, being someone you're not. I think film is filming people as maybe they are, or maybe as they're not. And I think he does this impression he's not himself, and then throughout the whole film it's hinted that he really isn't himself. He's more than that, but he can't be that because he has his daughter. I don't know, maybe I was reading into it, or maybe I didn't even make my point clear. I put a great relationship between Dora and Callum and Sophie. The cinematography was absolutely gorgeous, not only from the framing, camera work, but also the vibrant cinematography. It was absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, I think I said before, I don't know if it made the edit, but there was a shot of him outside, and it was complete silence, and he was out there smoking. And I was like, her life is a lot more quieter. Maybe a lot more innocent, and then she doesn't see him, but we see over her shoulder him dancing, with the cigarette, and maybe she views her dad as maybe a bit quieter, when in reality on the other side of that reflection is him. He wants to dance. That's why we got those little flash forward, or well, not flash forward, they're more of a it's like a room of maybe guilt, room of freeness. I don't know, again, there's a lot to interpret. I'm gonna sit with this, and yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna read some reviews after this, because obviously I need to do my own review, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of inspiration, just have a little bit more in my mind to say. Loved the like, oh God, what was I saying? The dialogue, sorry. The dialogue's very realistic, very grounded, you know, it doesn't feel unnatural, it doesn't feel like, you know, we had the brilliant scene where she talks about living under the sky, you know. You could be in two different places, but you can look up the sky and you both see the same sun, so it really makes you feel like you're together. The way she delivered that, the way that line was written was very realistic. It wasn't just like, man, life is, you know, sometimes life is like if you look up to the sky, and you do too, and it's like we're together, you know. It feels natural. I mean, that's terrible dialogue, which I just did, but it's just improvised off the top of my head. She kind of has that lack of connection with her mum. We never see the mum, we never hear the mum. But obviously she apparently had this argument, but maybe that, again, that's just her mum's more of a traditional mum, where, you know, they have the ups and downs, and she's ultimately herself around her, while Callum isn't. Connect through cameras, I've kind of put that, like, we connect with the characters, connect with everything through the cameras, the camera of the film itself, but I mean the camera that she holds, you know, we get the shot of the TV, and then Callum and whatnot in the background, and when that camera ends, we then transition to them talking normally. We delve a bit more into her life, and that could be a thing that she'd forgotten, the older version of Sophie, because it wasn't recorded. Maybe she'd forgotten about that part of her dad, maybe an important part. I don't know. Again, I've really loved this. Again, I said before, holds on to a lot of shots, a bit like a video camera, you know, you film for 3 minutes, you don't cut around, you show it as it is. And that's what she was doing, older Sophie. She was looking back, and it wasn't cut up, it was all one thing. He's very protective of her, obviously, as any dad would, but again, because he's young, he knows what other young people are like. I put imagination / perception, and then that's imagination, perception - reality, blue and orange. There was a very good shot of Callum in the bathroom with his cast and the blue lighting, and then her facing the other way. You know, he's facing that way, she's facing that way, and she's surrounded by yellows and you know, warm lighting. And I think, God, I can't remember exactly what they were talking about, but it must relate to what I was saying, but more of, she talked about how when she thought when he got engaged, she thought he hadn't got engaged to her mum, and that's like a perception of words that, you know, she hears this and she assumes this, she has this imagination, she always imagined them two together kind of thing. And she's obviously a child, and then you go to Callum on the other side, who in reality is sad. She doesn't see that, you know, there's not really any points in the film where she sees him being necessarily sad, but she doesn't see on the other side that he's sad. In reality, it's cold. He's got the cast on, which we never actually learn out how he got it. You know, they say he fell, but I don't know, I think it maybe more than that. It's gonna be a long review, I'll tell you that. Hopefully I don't run out of storage. Yeah, I kind of put the flashes like pictures, you know, for the party in the present. Wasn't actually present, to be fair. It was her just looking at her dad, of memory. It flashes. You know, we only see little bits at a time, and, you know, I think that maybe is a kind of flashes like pictures, a motion picture, camera, you know. Again, lots of reflections on surfaces, in mirrors, on the screen, through the camera. God, what else was I think that was it in terms of reflection. There's glass and whatnot. Yeah, Dad's hiding a lot of pain. Yeah, she's always surrounded by youth, you know, because her dad's quite young. And then the people who she was surrounding herself with were also young, so I think that a part of her growing up may be affected by that, you know, or maybe she's tries to grow up quicker than she should have, because of all these, you know, older, younger people than her. I don't know. Again, there's so much under the surface of the film, read between the lines, visuals, writing, so much to uncover, but I haven't got it straight away, you know. Ultimately, I'm making a video reaction for you guys, and and you know what, I don't even think many people are going to be watching this. I don't think this is going to be a very popular film, but you know, I thought I'd do it, and it'll help me with my review when I'm finished this. Yeah, I put incredible scene for the 11th birthday thing. So good. I put more than depression. I thought maybe he had an illness, but I don't think he did. Just because he talked about not having time. But then he also talked about seeing her grow up. But I don't know. There was a bit of darkness to... or darkness... I don't know. Yeah, Sophie thinks that she can fit in as well because of her dad. She thinks, you know, there was that scene where she's with the older kids, but they're not really paying attention at all. But she thinks she can fit in because she can fit in with her dad. But obviously, like, her dad kind of puts it on to make her feel to fit in a little bit more. But he's still a dad, you know. He still treats her like a kid. She keeps him going. It's clear that without her, well, I mean, without her, his life would be a lot different, but I think, you know, if he was on this holiday on his own, I'm not too sure how things would have ended up. He's got to be someone for her, but he doesn't know who he is because he's had to raise her. I think that's an important point. You know, he's got to be someone, a figure for her, but he doesn't even, he doesn't know who he is. He's not been able to figure that out because he was also young, and she's actually getting to figure herself out. But then if he dies, that's probably affected how she is. And she seemed quite young in the future. I'm not too sure, but obviously she had a kid as well. Yeah, look through. I just put look through old footage on how he raised her, treated her, question mark. This trip helped her find out herself and her dad in a different way. Yeah, this trip kind of, she learned a few things, you know, about life, especially through what she would record and then what she'd watch back over in the future. Yeah, it was figuring herself out, you know. Boys, realizing maybe she's not into boys. Just a few other things, you know. We saw a look through the glass when we heard through the little hole and of the girls talking about mature stuff, and she watches people drink alcohol and whatnot. But no, it's a really sad film, but also very happy. I smiled a lot in this film. Their dynamic was just absolutely perfect, so good. And yeah, she thinks so much of him. And maybe that's, unfortunately, the end of him. You know, how, like, when you think so low of yourself, how do you comprehend someone who thinks so much of you and you don't know why? You know, she accepts him for who he is, and who he is maybe isn't amazing. You know, he's not rich or anything. But him thinking low of himself, but accepting who he is, she accepts him for kind of being someone who tries but doesn't have it all. I don't know. Again, there's so much to talk about, like, dissect. It was an incredible film. Absolutely incredible. Again, I really... I don't know what to rate it. I think, like, when I come out of this film, you know, ultimately I did want to cry. You can see my reaction. I'm sure I'll zoom in, but you can see I do get emotional. I did start to tear up, but I just wanted to cry. I went into this expecting to cry, but I didn't. Maybe in a future rewatch, I might will. I probably will. And yeah, sometimes when films are incredible and they make me cry, I just like, it's gotta be a 5. And I don't have any issues with this film at all. Performances were absolutely fantastic. The dynamic, the writing, the cinematography, you know, every little thing that was put into this film was just done to perfection, and I love that. But also, I didn't cry. And it's also, like I said, a film that I'm not going to fully comprehend on first watch. I saw one of the reviewers that I follow on Letterboxd. He watched the film like 6 times. But the first 3 times he gave it about 4.5. And then maybe by the 4th time he realised, yeah, this is perfect. And he gave it a 5 now. And he said it's one of the best films out there. But, yeah, I feel like I might feel the same way. But this was absolutely fantastic, and I couldn't really have asked more from it, to be honest. Paul Mescal has got such a incredible future ahead of him. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see more of him, especially from what's she called? Charlotte Lott. Sorry, guys. But no, anyway, she was incredible. Charlotte Wells, that's right. God, how did I forget that? I even knew that. Charlotte Wells, really, really good. And the actress for Sophie was really, really good as well. No. Yeah, I'm going to have to... I got about 50 minutes to come up with a rating. Wow. So good. So good. So good. So good. Thank you for watching the video. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Yeah, man. Really good. Let me know the cosplay we thought of Aftersun if you're still watching. And, yeah. Yeah. It's good. My Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, all social medias down below. Patreon, so you get early access to film, TV show reactions, and you can check out the company that I write for and co-found. Yeah, and obviously you'll find my more structured review down there as well. So yeah, man, it's great. Thank you for watching the video. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.